Last year, the science fiction movie RoboCop, the story of a half-man, half-robot police officer, was a great success in theaters. This year, the story about a robot policeman is a reality. The new Eagle robot is the latest technology being used by United States police departments to investigate some dangerous situations. For example, one bomb squad unit expects to use the Eagle robot to dispose of bombs, remove hazardous waste and chemicals, and counter terrorist and hostage threats. To do these kinds of jobs, the Eagle has 3 video cameras, a gripper arm that turns 360 degrees, and 6 tires to climb up stairs and rough terrain. Those capabilities are what make the Eagle perfect for dealing with hazardous chemicals. In this test, an operator safely out of range of danger sends Eagle into a building in Florida that has been contaminated by a highly reactive acid. The operator guides the robot using a monitor that shows what the robot's camera is recording. Then, with its special grippers, Eagle gently lifts the hazardous item and transports it into a special container for destruction off-site. With the use of the Eagle robot, the risk to human life is greatly reduced, and the practical use of robots has expanded into yet another field of work.
Comenzamos esta ya 20ª lección continuando con los tiempos verbales que denotan el pasado. En esta ocasión vamos a estudiar los pretéritos con otro de los verbos defectivos del idioma inglés. To have, haber o tener, que tiene una única forma para conjugar todas las personas, tanto para el pretérito imperfecto como el indefinido. Had.
I had a headache last night. He had a cold last week.
She had a bad cold and a headache. She had a bad cold and a headache.
La interrogación se construye de forma similar al presente de indicativo. Esto es, se coloca had delante del sujeto.
Had you got an efficient secretary? No, I hadn't. She was lazy.
Para formar la negación con los tiempos pretéritos, se coloca not detrás de had, o bien se utiliza la forma abreviada hadn't.
I hadn't seen him before. I hadn't seen him before.
En la conversación habitual, la interronegación se forma colocando hadn't delante del sujeto y got detrás del sujeto. Recuerden que es muy frecuente el uso de got en el lenguaje familiar. Precisamente el que creemos es más útil para ustedes a la hora de manejarse en inglés en las diversas situaciones que se les puedan plantear.
Hadn't he got clean shoes to wear?
De esta forma llegamos ya al final de la lección. Los Brown nos esperan con sus curiosas situaciones. Les recuerdo que presten mucha atención a la construcción de las frases y a la pronunciación.
My friends and I were at the football game last night. The football game was very exciting.
Your mother and I weren't here last night. We were at an orchestra concert. The program was very interesting.
Good afternoon, Robert and Richard. How are you?
We are very well. Thank you.
I am glad to hear it.
Helen was ill yesterday.
I am sorry to hear it. What was the matter with her?
She had a bad cold and a headache.
I am sorry to hear it. How is she feeling today?
Quite well. Helen says she is quite well now.
Where is Mother?
She is brushing her hair.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I hope you are feeling better today, Helen.
Yes, I am, thank you. Caroline, can you help me? How far is it to the new movie theater in town?
It's a long way off.
How far is it, do you know?
It's about 4 miles.
How can I get to the new theater?
You can take bus number 24.
Thank you, Caroline.
Not at all.
We were very busy at the office last week. The boss was very angry last week.
Oh, I was in Paris last week.
Caroline was in Rome last month.
Were you in Brussels last month, too?
Yes, I was in Brussels, too.
Were you?
Was I?
Yes, yes, yes. You were in Brussels. Caroline has a lot of business trips. She was in New York last week, too. She is very busy in our company.
Do you like Paris?
Paris is a great city. The people are interested in politics. Some hotels are very high buildings. They are 20 stories high. There are also big shopping centers where people can buy food, clothing, and furniture. There are lots of shops in these shopping centers. Some shops sell vegetables and fruit. Some sell meat and fish. Some shops sell suits, dresses, and gloves. Some shops sell armchairs and beds.
That's very interesting, Caroline. Were you happy in Paris?
Well, there were lots of people in the stores, very busy people. Actually, it wasn't a very pleasant trip. I was tired last week.
Who was Shakespeare?
He was a writer.
Was he a good writer?
He was a great writer. He was English.
Yesterday's lesson was very easy. Today's lesson is very difficult.
We were at the seaside last summer.
Robert, we were not at the seaside last summer. We were in the country.
Weren't we in the country last autumn and in the seaside last summer?
No, we were not at the seaside last summer.
Wasn't it comfortable?
What?
The seaside?
Oh, I have a headache now.
We are sorry to hear it.
Hola, comienza aquí una nueva lección de Visual English. En esta lección vamos a volver con los verbos to be, les recuerdo, ser o estar, y to have, haber o tener. Y vamos a volver a ellos porque pueden tener significados diferentes a lo que hasta ahora hemos hecho referencia. Por ejemplo, el verbo to be se emplea también para indicar sensación en aquellos casos en que en español se emplea el verbo tener. Cuando quiero decir que tengo hambre, en realidad se dice estoy hambriento.
I am hungry.
I was hungry.
I was thirsty.
I was hungry.
I was thirsty.
Por otro lado, cuando nos referimos al tiempo atmosférico, también se emplea to be, en cuyo caso se traduce por hacer al español. ¿Ustedes recuerdan si hizo frío el pasado invierno?
Was it cold last winter?
It was lovely weather yesterday.
Yes, it was hot yesterday.
It was lovely weather yesterday.
Yes, it was hot yesterday.
Generalmente hablar de la edad es una descortesía. Sin embargo, si ustedes me lo permiten, de eso les voy a hablar. Cuando queremos preguntar la edad de alguien, se emplea también el verbo to be, acompañado de years old, y se traduce al español por tener.
How old are you? I am 15 years old.
How old are you, John?
I am 18 years old.
How old are you, John?
I am 18 years old.
El otro verbo del que les iba a hablar hoy, to have, también puede emplearse en el sentido de tomar, por ejemplo, un baño.
He has a bath every morning.
I always have coffee for dinner. I always have coffee for dinner.
En estos casos, en los que se emplea el verbo to have para expresar tomar, cuando nos referimos a un baño, algo de bebida o comida, es necesaria la presencia del auxiliar do en las negaciones e interrogaciones.
She doesn't have tea for breakfast.
What do we have for lunch? What do we have for lunch?
Don't have any sweets before lunch. Don't have any sweets before lunch.
Este es el final de una nueva lección. Ahora, como ya es habitual, les recomiendo que dediquen unos minutos a los ejercicios y a la pronunciación.
The island nation of Madagascar is one of the world's richest homes to endangered species. It's unique because many of those rare plants and animals can't be found anywhere else in the world. Once they're gone, nature's delicate balance is gone. Since 1961, the World Wildlife Fund, headquartered in Washington, D.C., has worked hard for wildlife conservation. It recognizes a potential environmental crisis in Madagascar and has taken a major step to prevent such a crisis with its Debt for Nature exchange. With financial help from the United States Agency for International Development, or AID, and a syndicate of European banks, the World Wildlife Fund will buy $3 million in Madagascar's commercial debt. The World Wildlife Fund then swaps the debt notes with the Central Bank of Madagascar for bonds. With that money, the World Wildlife Fund will work for conservation, especially in the Andrigitra and Marojeji nature reserves, and train new park rangers. Other Debt for Nature programs have been initiated in Latin America and the Philippines.
Comenzamos aquí un nuevo capítulo de Visual English. En la pasada lección estudiábamos diversas aplicaciones del verbo to have en un sentido diferente al de haber o tener. En estos casos, y cuando empleamos el verbo en pretérito imperfecto o indefinido para preguntar o negar, es necesaria la presencia del auxiliar did. Este auxiliar es el equivalente al do, pero para construir frases en tiempo pasado.
Did you have a good time last summer?
Continuamos con verbos en tiempos pasados. Ahora vamos a ver cómo se construye el pretérito imperfecto para el verbo impersonal haber, lo que en español traduciríamos como había. Existen dos formas, there was, que se emplea con un complemento en singular, y there were, que se utiliza con un complemento en plural.
There was some water in the glass. There were a lot of flowers in the garden.
There was enough mustard on the meat, Mother. There was enough mustard on the meat, Mother.
There were many flowers at the florist's. There were many flowers at the florist's.
Naturalmente, en conversación y para formar la negación, se emplean las formas abreviadas. Y si además queremos preguntar, es decir, construir la interronegación, se coloca el verbo delante de there. Lo verán mejor ahora.
Weren't there any oranges?
Wasn't there any bread at the baker's? Wasn't there any bread at the baker's?
En las respuestas breves se emplean los vocablos some y any como pronombres para sustituir al nombre. Es decir, cuando se precisa indicar que hay o se tiene algo de, o que no hay o no se tiene de alguna cosa, respectivamente.
Yes, there were some. No, there weren't.
Do you need any compact discs? Here are some. Do you need any compact discs? Here are some.
De esta forma acabamos con una nueva lección. Fíjense en el siguiente capítulo de los Brown, sobre todo en el empleo del pretérito de la forma impersonal del verbo to be. Ahora les dejo con nuestra singular familia. Creo que se disponen a cenar.
I was hungry.
I was thirsty.
Was there enough mustard on the meat? Was there enough salt on the fish?
There was enough mustard on the meat, Mother. There wasn't enough salt on the fish. And there weren't any potatoes for dinner. Wasn't there any bread at the baker's? There was not much butter on this plate.
Thank you, dear. No, there wasn't much bread at the baker's this afternoon. There were many flowers at the florist's.
Are there many oranges in that basket?
Yes, there are a lot of oranges for dessert. There are some apples in the refrigerator, too.
Yuck.
There is no chocolate cake.
Do you like coffee after dinner?
Yes, I always have coffee for dinner.
Margaret?
Yes, please.
Where do you live, John?
We live at 73 Oxford Street.
I know that building. How old is that building?
The building is 20 years old. It is 10 stories high. There are 4 apartments on each story. My family lives in an apartment on the 4th story.
How old are you, John?
I am 18 years old.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have one brother. He is older. I am the second child in my family.
It was lovely weather yesterday.
Yes, it was hot yesterday. October is a lovely month.
John, can't you tell us something about the eggs from the packages?
The 4 eggs? Where are the 4 eggs?
The eggs are in the kitchen.
Aren't they special eggs?
I am a little cold.
Here is a sweater.
Thank you.
There is something wrong.
Something is wrong.
There are 3 eggs. Look, 1, 2, 3. There are usually 4 eggs. There is something wrong.
You are right. There are only 3 eggs. Where is the 4th egg?
Look at this. There isn't an egg in this bowl. There is a brass button.
There wasn't a brass button in that bowl before. There was an egg in that bowl yesterday. We have some trouble with these eggs.
Who was in our house? Where is the 4th egg?
Listen, there is a thunderstorm outside. Oh, I am afraid.
Me too.
You needn't worry. What are you afraid of?
Hola, de nuevo con ustedes para iniciar una lección más de Visual English. Hoy vamos a estudiar, en primer lugar, el pretérito indefinido de los verbos regulares. La mayoría de los verbos en inglés cumplen estas reglas. Tan solo algunas excepciones, como los verbos defectivos, tienen otras normas gramaticales. Tanto este tiempo, el pretérito indefinido, como el participio pasado se forman añadiendo la terminación ed al infinitivo sin to. Existe una única forma para todas las personas, tanto del singular como del plural.
She typed a few letters on her typewriter.
I remembered him very well. I remembered him very well.
Wanted you to go to the zoo with him? He wanted you to go to the zoo with him?
Esta terminación ed se pronuncia como una T después de un sonido de consonante sorda. Es decir, detrás de la P, la K, la F o la S. Y por el contrario, esta terminación se pronuncia como una D después de un sonido de consonante sonora. Estas pueden ser la B, la G, la V, la M o la N. Por ejemplo, worked. En este caso se pronuncia como una T. O arrived, en donde se pronuncia como una D, por ir tras una consonante sonora. Les repito, worked o arrived.
He looked at me, and I looked at him. He looked at me, and I looked at him.
Did you know anyone who lived in London during the war? Did you know anyone who lived in London during the war?
Para formar la interrogación con un verbo regular conjugado en pretérito indefinido, se emplea el auxiliar did, seguido del sujeto y del verbo en infinitivo sin to. Es decir, se omite la terminación ed, característica del pretérito al emplear did.
Did she open the mail?
Did the postman deliver the mail? Did the postman deliver the mail?
Para responder afirmativamente y de forma breve a una pregunta como la anterior, en la que figura el auxiliar did, se emplea el sujeto acompañado del auxiliar did. Veámoslo.
Did she open the mail? Yes, she did.